Hello guys, welcome back. So in this session, I'll cover a topic like how a project comes to a particular organization, right? So project, I mean to say SAP project. Okay. Generally, in previous session, what we have seen just introduction part, right? In that, we have seen like what is this SAP definitions and all, and what kind of projects are they? What are the total types of project? So we have seen like implementations, rollout, support, and upgradations, right? These things we have seen. I'll tell you guys, if we talk about implementations, implementation means 100%. Okay, 100% steps we have to follow, in the sense whatever the configurations are there, every configuration steps we are going to perform. If we talk about like rollout, then here 60 to 70% steps we are going to follow. In terms of upgrade, here also guys, it depends that what kind of upgradations are happening, right? Whatever the current. So here the role of technical consultant also will be there guys, right? Okay. So in upgradations also, let's suppose if the version is going to be upgraded, right? Then just assume that 50% activities are going to be done, or maybe less than that, right? If let's suppose the current, whatever the current server is there, if it is going to be ramped down and once again new installation is going to take place, then 100%. But generally that doesn't happen. So upgradations, let's suppose 50% or less than that. Support, in support, how much configurations? We can't say how much configurations. Let's suppose here also I'm keeping 40%. The reason behind is, in support what happened, errors are coming. Let's suppose if error came from topic A, right? Then what will happen? The consultant will make some experiment, will do some study about that topic, and then they are going to provide the solutions. Now, next error may come from topic K, right? So they are going to study something about, and they'll make some experiment over there and they'll provide the solutions, isn't it? So here what is happening guys, here in implementations we have to cover A to Z topics, right? And that too in a perfect sequence wise. In support there is no sequence. If error is coming from, that's what I said, like coming from topic B, then we have to make some research about topic B and we are going to provide the solutions, isn't it? So in support project, if somebody is working for, let's suppose if somebody has worked for 6 years, 7 years, 8 years in a support project, right? What is the duration of implementation project? Let's suppose 6 to 9 or 10 months. That depends upon certain circumstances. multiple circumstances that I'll explain in next session. In this session onwards, we were supposed to start like how many phases are there in implementations, but in between, like uh, this how a project is coming to the organization, that I have to explain, right? Because in that some more things are there which is important, not in terms of interview point of view, but like being a consultant, you guys must be knowing the hierarchy and other things and all, right? So that once you become a consultant, right, then the things will be like you guys are going to be a bit comfortable. Let's suppose multiple things are there. We'll discuss that. So first of all, so what I'm saying, implementation means 100% activity. Rollout means only 60 to 70% activities are going to be performed. Upgradations and support also like that on. So if you work in a support project for let's suppose 4 years, 5 years, or maybe more than that, 6 years, 7 years, still you can't say that you become perfect. The perfection will not come, right? Because from different topic, different errors are coming. So if somebody joined, as a support consultant, right? Then what will happen? It means they got, like, let's suppose you joined, you like one of your, let's suppose two people are there, A and B. So B is the part of support project, A is the part of implementation project. So for B, it may take, let's suppose, 5 to 7 years. 5 to 7 years. And maybe more than that also, depends upon the kind of requirements are coming. To have a good knowledge, right? But for A, it's going to take hardly 6 months. Why? Because in implementation project, we are going to, in the sense, we have to map all the process, all the configuration steps are going to be followed, and that too in a perfect sequence. So a person who is a part of implementation project is going to have 100% knowledge within this time frame. A person who is going to be part of support project means, as I said, like it's sequence wise, error will not come. Sometime error will come from topic B, sometime it is going to come from topic X, sometime topic S, right? And if any small error came, then you are not going to explore too much, isn't it? So a thorough knowledge, right? Thorough knowledge, in order to get thorough knowledge, it may take 5 years, 7 years, 6 years. But for implementations, if somebody is the part of implementation, if somebody is the part of one implementation, guys, is going to get the equal knowledge of a person who is having knowledge if somebody is the part of this support project for and work for 5, 6 years, isn't it? That is why I get several calls from people who says like, so I started my career in support project and now I want to learn this. Still, I have to go for now interview because I'm planning to change the organizations, right? So they want to brush up their knowledge, isn't it? So that is why what happens, guys, if you talk about the interviews and all, so there people ask like implementation knowledge must, right? Implementation knowledge must. Now, whatever the trainings are there, guys, whatever trainings, including me, everybody's are going to cover the implementation project. Everyone going to cover, and everyone covers implementation project only. In the sense, everybody claims that we are going to cover 100% configurations, isn't it? But 90% or 95%, I can say, faculties knowingly, unknowingly, knowingly, unknowingly, in the sense 90%, of course, I can say 90% faculty, they don't know that whatever topics they are covering, it is the part of implementations. This is the fact. 5%, of course, and 10%, 5%. Okay, so 90% the people, they don't know that whatever they are covering is a part of implementations. Whatever round now 5% is there, so 5% they know that this is the part of implementations. But since the candidate will ask multiple questions, if they started explaining these things and all, they must have to cover the topics just in 2 months. So even though they know this is the part of implementations and all, still they will not explain much, and simply they will just explain the configuration part, right? Because they have to close the session within 1.5 months or 2 months or 30 hours or 45 hours, isn't it? Now, remaining 5%, I'm not saying that everybody are doing such kind of things and all. There are some people who explain the things in details, right? And so 5% people are there, right? And that is why if you talk about the success ratio, those 5% students are able to become consultant because they'll be having a thorough knowledge. In the sense, whatever, let's suppose if you're going to be part of implementation project, you have spent 6 months, right? 6 to 10 months I have given. 10 months in the sense, like, let's suppose as I said, like, various circumstances will be there. Sometimes what happened, the client is not much cooperative and all, certain dispute has taken place. The client is pretty lazy to provide the inputs and all. In that case, or else, like, in between they have given some, they have added some additional requirements and all. So that is why I'm saying 6 to 10 months, right? So if you're going to spend 6 months for an implementation project, you'll be having perfection, right? The same implementations I'm going to cover in my session, guys, and that is why I says that my students will be having perfections. You guys will be having perfections, right? Whatever you're going to spend in real time, the same thing, same implementation is going to be covered here also, right? With all the detailed explanations. Okay, that is why I says if somebody is the part of implementation project, right? What about this rollout, upgrade, and support? Are you not able to survive here? 100% you are going to survive here, right? If I cover A to Z, then these all things are coming under this one only, isn't it? If everything is covered already in implementation project, if somebody is a part of implementation project, if somebody has learned about implementation project, what about this rollout, upgrade, and support? Right? So activities, whatever these activities are there, it is less than. See, topics are fixed. If we have covered each and everything, then it's okay. Easily you can survive in rollout, easily you can survive in support also. Okay, guys, so now, okay, so knowledge of implementation project is going to make you people perfect, right? And to everyone, but provided the condition is like a genuine explanations must be there, right? A genuine knowledge I'm talking about. Okay, so everything will be there, don't worry, right? And that is why, because in the previous session somebody said like, so like, what about this rollout, upgrade, support, what happens, right? I'll tell you guys, so topics are fixed only. If I have covered 100%, it means you can survive in any of these things, right? Okay, now, so, and even rollout, if we talk about rollout and all, what is the exact differences and all, these all things I'm going to explain, okay, in upcoming session in details, but one by one. Let me come back on this topic, guys, how a project comes to a particular organization. Okay, see what happens if we talk about SAP project, right? If we talk about a movie, so in movie, what is happening, guys? Whatever we are seeing on this silver screen, right, in theaters, so those are the actors and actress, they are visible, right? But guys, there are multiple people who works behind the screen, right? That is like directors, then musicians, right? Choreographer, isn't it? And multiple other artists also will be there, right? Who works behind the screen when the movie is going to, like when the shootings are taking place. So likewise here in SAP project, the consultant, right? So you guys are just like those actors and actress in the sense you guys are working on front end. But the thing is, there are certain people who work behind the screen to bring those projects in the organizations. Okay. What happened if we talk about my organizations? Okay. And not only my organizations, almost the same scenery will be there almost in every organizations. Okay. Now, so what happened, guys? Generally, so how a project is coming to the organizations? Because the thing is like, see, if you talk about Wipro, Infosys, Accenture, IBM, there'll be always opening 24 by 7. Even in COVID, also openings are there for SAP consultant, right? Why this SAP uh, become more and more demanded? More and more demand is there of SAP in the sense multiple people nowadays raising inquiry for SAP and they're trying to become SAP consultant. They're trying to learn SAP. The reason behind this, I'll tell you guys. This is 2022, right? But there was a time I'm talking about when I was starting my career way back, right? So it was like in those days, I'm talking about some 14 years back, right? So in those days, what was happening, guys? There was a huge resistance in the market. Okay, huge resistance was there in the sense certain banks were there in USA that was collapsed, and because of that, I think Lehman Brothers was the name, and then few more banks was there that was collapsed in the US. It was a very huge bank, and because of that, the entire world has a very negative impact. So whenever such kind of huge recessions come in the market, that was like those era, those time, those recession was called subprime crisis. Okay, subprime crisis means if anybody has done if you guys have studied like MBA or like any such kind of study, if you guys might have done so in 2013 14, then you might have heard about this subprime crisis. You might have got some kind of certain questions, or maybe a kind of like uh, some analysis and all, right? Why this subprime crisis came into market. So it was the time of subprime crisis where what happened, guys, almost if you talk about the jobs, it was lots of layoffs were taking place in the sense multiple people they used to go for retrenchment, I mean to say they used to remove the employee from their organizations and all, isn't it? And this is the very, what to say, the first action which is taken by the companies whenever any such kind of recessions comes, when the company's revenue keep on falling down, then the first thing they do, they remove certain employee from the organizations, because everywhere, like if there is like supply is going to be affected in the sense like in market, then less demand will be there if there is no money, right? If less demand is there, then what is happening, guys? Then the manufacturing is also going to be less. So if the manufacturing is going to be less, then what is happening? If let's suppose 1,000 people involved in manufacturing, now demand itself is less, then supply is also less. They have to reduce the supply. If they have to reduce the supply, it means the manufacturing will come down. So what is the need of 1,000 people? Make it 700 only. 300 people, they have gone out of the organizations, right? This is what happens when the recession comes. But I'll tell you guys, there are lots of people, even IT sector, BPO sector, manufacturing sector, service sector, everywhere the people were coming out from the jobs and all. But it was SAP where still requirement was there. I started my career in that in exactly when we were on the top of this subprime crisis. There I got my placement, right? And from there onwards, what happened? All of a sudden, people started thinking, hey, what is this SAP? People are losing the job, and here still the openings are there in SAP and all. What is this? Better to learn this SAP, better to enter into SAP. And a kind of craze which was started in 2008, 9, 10, right? That is still there. Before that, also, it was there. But before that, very less people had the idea about this one. After 2008, 9, 10, what happened, guys? Lots of people came to know about this, and people then they came to know that there is stability in the career, right? And then they started choosing such kind of fields that better to enter in such kind of field where like stability is there, no matter whatever kind of recession comes, isn't it? So that was the thing. So now, so that is why I am saying that earlier, like, so from there onwards, the craze of SAP was started, isn't it? Now, so here what is happening, guys? So that is why I am saying, like, even so, that particular time also requirement was there. If you talk about right now, also market condition is not too much good. COVID also came, right? Lots of companies were suffering, their revenue came down. Lots of things were there. Still, there was a requirement for SAP consultant, isn't it? So whenever, guys, whenever any requirement is there in the organization, what does it mean? It means they are having SAP projects in their hand, and maybe certain new projects are about to come, still coming, right? So the question is how the projects are coming to the organizations. What are the people who works behind this like to bring these projects and all? So of course, guys, in every organizations, what is happening? There will be a team called sales and marketing team, right? Sales and marketing team. What is now here? I'll tell you. Sales and marketing team. I know that some of you, and even not some of you guys, multiple candidate. Even yesterday itself, I got a call from a candidate where he is working in marketing in the sense you can say sales, what is a department only, but he is trying to leave up the job as soon as possible because now it's very difficult to survive for him, right? Everything was pretty good. He was saying like 1 year back, 1.5 year back. But after that, what happened? He got promoted. In the sense, promotion, he got the promotion. Promotion means salary become more. I'll tell you guys, in sales, in marketing, if any such kind of things are happening, so what is happening? If more salaries are there, then the target is also going to increase in that ratio only. People are not paying money from their own pocket, isn't it? So that is why now he is trying to get out of this field as soon as possible. This is what called marketing. Such kind of huge pressure is there in marketing, sales, insurance, right? And even nowadays in back in job also the same kind of things are there. There also you'll be having target that you have to post this 200 invoices, then only you can go for home. If you're working from home also, it's okay, you can log out, but this is what the activity is given to you. Whether you complete in 12 hours, 14 hours, 13 hours or 9 hours, that is your headache, but you have to complete this much, then only you can log out. These kind of things are happening even in the back-end job also, isn't it? So that is why. So I said like sales and marketing. So there are people who is trying to come out of these fields. But if we talk about sales and marketing, that too, where I'm talking about for this SAP team, right? So here, whoever the people are, the part of the sales and marketing, their earning will be huge and huge, right? The reason behind is if we talk about SAP project, the price of this SAP project will be there in millions. Millions, I mean to say dollars. I'm talking about foreign project if foreign projects are there. Domestic project also, crores and crores will be the worth of the project, right? Our sales and marketing team is there who involved to bring this, project, right? To Wipro, Infosys, TCS, every company will be having this team. Let's suppose this succeeded to bring a particular project. And if the company has announced 2-3%, like a kind of incentive to those people, right? So if 2-3% means it's a huge amount, guys, right? There are certain project, I'll tell you, there are certain project, I'm talking about foreign projects and all. There are certain project which is having like their worth is like more than $100 million, right? And from there, if the 2% or 3% is given as an incentive to the team who has brought this project, apart from salary, so look at here how much money they are going to get, isn't it? So that is why sales and marketing team, it's not like other sales and marketing. Here the people are very much energetic. Here the people are very much smart, and that too their qualifications and all. Mostly people prefer who is like from a very good, colleges, institutions and all, right? And their soft skills should be very much stronger, isn't it? And apart from this, these people must be having a good knowledge of SAP also, right? So it's not like a somebody who doesn't have knowledge of SAP and who is going to be part of the sales and marketing. No, if you have a very good knowledge of SAP and all, and that too apart from this other criteria are going to be matched, then the people are going to, right? And if somebody is too much enthusiastic and want to learn more and want to earn more and more, then of course they are going to join this team. So here what is happening, guys, the earning is huge. It's not like the other sales and marketing, what is a kind of things and all. So this sales and marketing team, what they do, guys, of course, these people are a kind of, you can say they are the influencer in the sense, these people are going to influence the client and going to bring the project. I'm quoting example of Tata Motor, right? Isn't it? This Tata Motor example I have given. What I said, Tata Motor right now using Tally ERP, and from there they have to switch to SAP. Okay, what is happening, guys? I'll tell you. Now here, just do one thing. Okay, so Tata Motor. Okay, so if this SAP project is there, let's suppose SAP project. Okay, Tata Motor decided to go for SAP. So what happened? First of all, the sales and marketing team will visit this client location. Okay, and they are going to explain whatever the significance and importance of this SAP and all, how it is far better than the existing ERP. So these people will have a very good knowledge of SAP when they when they visit the client location, when they give the presentations to the client. So they will be having even idea of the other ERPs also. They will make some thorough study about that. They are going to count hundred of loophole in the current ERP which is being used by client. Because see, if you have to sell something, and if you feel that your client or customer is already having a similar project, right? So first of all, you have to show that your project is far better than the your product is far better than the product which is having in the hand of customer. Then only the customer is going to attract towards your product, and he is going or she is going to buy that product also, right? So that is what is the market is there in the market, right? So they will count hundred of loophole in the current ERP which is being used by the organizations, and they are going to explain lots of things, right, about SAP. So before this sales and marketing, guys, there is a team called survey team. Okay, what is the use of this survey team, guys? This survey team will keep on doing market research, because sales and marketing team, they don't know that Tata Motor is having SAP or not, right? Who is going to provide these leads? These leads are going to be given by survey team. What is their work? These people will do the market research, they will do the market survey, right? And they are going to find out the prospective clients. They are going to always, they will prepare a list, that these are the client which is still not having SAP. They could be the prospective client, right? So leads are going to be generated by survey team, and it is going to be forwarded to the sales and marketing team, right? What is happening, guys? The sales and marketing team got the leads. They will take the appointment from client, what to say, client side, in the sense, like, let's suppose they'll try to approach the management of Tata Motor, right? They will take the appointment. The sales and marketing team is going to visit the client location. They are going to provide the presentations and all, right? So it means, this is how I said influencer means they're, they're like doing some kind of influence on the client, that yes, this is the better, this is the better. And finally, what is happening, guys? After some time, the client is going to change the mood, right? If we talk about the presentations and all, it is going to be given to top level managements only, not to the employee. If you talk about the employees, guys, employees are not going to be, they will not ready for any kind of changes. They'll be happy in the current ERP itself, leave it, whatever is there, it's fine, because they will think, who is going to again go for SAP and all, because we don't know how the works are happening. Again, they will say that you have to go for KT, you have to go for training and all, right? But higher level management, these people are the decision maker, right? They are the one who is going to take the decisions and all. So they are going to influence the higher level management only. They will provide that multiple controls are there, isn't it? Various controls are there in SAP. And if you guys are going to implement, of course, like multiple benefits, they are going to, explain. And those you guys will come to know once the practical session is going to be started, right? Once, in the sense, I'm talking about once the configuration is going to be started, then slowly you'll come to know about those things and all, right? So this is what is happening, guys. The sales and marketing team, I'll tell you. Survey team, if you talk about survey team, how many survey team will be there? It depends upon the, size of the locality, geography, I mean to say country, right? If you talk about here, okay. So let's suppose here, if you talk about like a big country, if you talk about India, right? That is going to be divided into 5 zones: north, south, west, east, central. Okay. So this zone wise survey team will be there, right? Under every survey team, like some 4 or 5 states will be there. They will keep eye on those states, and they are going to find out the leads, isn't it? Now, so here what happened, guys? I'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you. So survey team is going to do the market research, and they are going to provide the leads. It's not only about the implementation project. Tata Motor means, of course, if they're using Tally and if they are planning to go for SAP, that is implementations, right? Even there are certain clients, there are certain organizations where SAP is already implemented, right? And they are in support phase. So what will happen, guys? Support phase means they are taking support from IBM, and there is a contract with IBM for 4 years. And now that 4 years is about to complete it. So what will happen? Even that organization also can be a prospective client. Let's suppose I'm talking in terms of Wipro technology. So their survey team is there. They know that this organization is having contract with the IBM on 4 years, and now it is about to finish. Then what will happen? Then once again, the bidding is going to be started. Once again, what is happening? That organizations blindly, they are not going to extend the, again, further, what to say, durations and all. Once again, they are going to invite quotations from different organizations for further support, right? So such kind of, like, so there might be chances that it was there with IBM. This time, if somebody is going to give a better quote, price quote I'm talking about, then the project may switch to TCS also. It may come to Wipro also. It may goes to Infosys also, right? So survey team is keep on finding the new projects and all, new clients, and they are going to hand over to sales and marketing team. Sales and marketing team is going to visit the client location, guys, and then what is happening? They are going to convince the client. Once the client is convinced, then what is happening, guys? Then a particular project is coming to a particular organization. right? In that also, guys, I'll tell you certain things are there. Okay, what are the things? Let's suppose a project is finalized and it is coming to Wipro technology. So what will happen? First of all, we receive a confirmation email from Tata Motor, right? That we are happy to inform you that we have selected you as our SAP implementation partner. It means Wipro has won the bidding, right? See, bidding in the sense, generally what happened? If Tata Motor has to go for SAP, so it doesn't mean that they are going to invite a particular person only. Sales and marketing team is there not only in Wipro technology, guys. It is there in Infosys also. It is there in TCS also. It is there in IBM also, and other organizations also. Everybody are working. Everybody are having survey team. Everybody know that Tata Motor is not having SAP, so everyone is trying to approach to Tata Motor, right? So let's suppose if Tata Motor is giving appointment to the Wipro technology, this sales and marketing team, even they are giving appointment to other people also. So what happened when the Tata Motor changed the mind that now I have to go for SAP? Then what will happen? They will not invite directly Wipro or Infosys or any particular organizations, right? They will request for quotations. Okay, Tata Motor is going to request for quotations. In the sense, what is this quotation, guys? Quotation is pretty simple. If you have to purchase a laptop, what is happening? You are going to visit the market, right? So if you visit the market, are you going to buy a laptop from a particular shop? No. First of all, we will visit 5 or 6 different shops, different brand showroom, right? And then what is happening? Then we are going to collect certain quotations from there. If you visit, like, let's suppose Lenovo showroom, they will be giving a small pamphlet. Pamphlet means on that it's a piece of paper where like the details of laptop is already printed, isn't it? This laptop is having 1 TB hard disk. This laptop is having 4 GB or 8 GB RAM, right? This laptop is having like i3 or i5 or whatever this, you know, uh, uh, processor pre-installed. Windows 10 will be there or Windows 11 will be there, isn't it? Apart from this, if any additional what do you say warranty is there, that is also like 1 year warranty and plus 2 year extended warranty, isn't it? If any extra accessories are there, that is also going to be quoted over there, that we are going to give you this laptop. Along with that, a complimentary bag is also given by company, right? Apart from this, a mouse and keyboard is also going to be given from our side. So these all details will be specified on that pamphlets, right? They will simply hand over a pamphlets that you just take it, read out all those things, and price is also quoted over there. So we are going to collect, we are going to visit 5, 6 shops, we are going to collect 5, 6 such kind of pamphlets and all, right? Whatever these pamphlets are there, that is called quotations. In that, like, price quote is there and certain other conditions are there, that is also specified. So you are having 5 or 6 quotations in your hand. Now what will happen? We are going to match those quotations, and then finally we are going to decide that which is the best deal for us. The same thing happen in organizations also. If Tata Motor has to go for SAP implementations and all, they are also having multiple options. Why they will go for Wipro only? Why they should go for Infosys only, right? So they are also going to invite quotations from the companies, right? They will say that, guys, you just quote your prices, and then we are going to decide that with whom we are, like, who is going to be selected. That is going to be decided by Tata Motor only, isn't it? So let's suppose, so we are having, like, let's suppose TCS, right? We are having Accenture, we are having Wipro, we are having Tech Mahindra, right? Multiple organizations will be there, IBM. So everybody are going to quote the price, right? Let's suppose somebody has here 15 CR, right? Here maybe some 12 CR, right? Okay. So everybody are going to quote the price, right? Now what is happening? Client is going to check all the prices, and then finally they are going to decide, let's suppose we'll go with this player, in this sense Wipro. And it happens, guys, if you talk about the quotations, for domestic project Wipro quote a very less amount. And that is why if you talk about the benefits and all, so their benefit is not there in domestic project. Their benefits are coming from international projects only. Domestic project they are doing just for the sake of branding and all. Apart from this, the projects are like whatever domestic projects are there, it's not under much benefit, right? Because they quote very less price. Okay, but it doesn't mean 12 crores is quoted by, let's suppose, Vapor Technology. It doesn't mean that there'll be some other things also. Like here, these people are saying that 1 year free of cost support in 20 crores. Vapor Technology will say that 1 month free of cost support, right? So if somewhere they have reduced the price, at the same time they have reduced in additional services also. People are not very much, everybody are too clever, right? So in that case, what is happening? 1 month only free of cost support will be there. After 1 month, Wipro Technology will say that now we are going to charge you. Isn't it? So this is what is happening. Okay, so what I said, everybody are going to send their quotations, right? And then finally, client is going to decide who is going, client is going to select a particular player. Let's suppose Wipro Technology got selected. Then what is happening? Then Tata Motor is going to send a confirmation email that now, yes, you got selected here. In the sense now you have to implement SAP in Tata Motor. Then what is happening, guys? Then there will be a team which is going to be sent to the client location. Okay, there will be a team. Okay, in this team, who will be there, guys? There will be one delivery manager and plus COE. That is called Center of Excellence team. Okay, maybe organization to organizations, what is happening, guys? The name will be different. This Center of Excellence team will be, like that is called a team of expert, right? I'll tell you generally what happened. First of all, before explaining this, I'll explain the hierarchy. Okay, look at here. If you talk about the designations, I'm talking about standard designations. Designations could be anything, guys. Now here, like, designations are started from trainee consultant. Trainee consultant means the fresher people, right? Fresher people means, let's suppose people are going to start up, like, say for example, if you talk about Wipro, Infosys, right, or any such kind of like IT companies and all. So what is happening? They are going to like every year they are going to hire certain fresher candidates from market, isn't it? And this is called campus recruitment, right? When somebody says like it's very difficult to start a career as a freshers and all, right? So here, because mostly the fresher guys are going to be hired from, like, campus recruitments. I'm not saying that from other outside market it is not happening. Of course it is happening, right? But again, knowledge must be there, isn't it? Here, campus recruitment means this is totally freshers, and these people are going to start up their career as a training consultant. If any of you is, let's suppose, going to start up your career as a freshers, you are also going to start up your career from here only, training consultant, right? If let's suppose somebody is having like 2 years till 5 years of experience, those people comes under associate consultant, right? Then 5 years till 10 years, 12 years, these people comes under senior consultant, right? More than 10 years, project manager, right? In between, sometime what happened, even a team lead also come into picture, isn't it? And then project manager means, so somebody who's having 10 plus years of experience is going to be project manager. And delivery manager means, now if you talk about project manager, then delivery manager and country head, these all people falls under the same category, like more than 12-15 years of experience. If somebody are having those people can be anything, right? Because if you talk about the project manager and whatever the upper side of designations are there, right, in the sense delivery head or delivery manager or country head, right? So for this, like, of course, experience matters, and apart from this, some other skills are also required, guys. In organizations, what kind of politics are there, isn't it? So that's what I said, some additional skills are also required, but this is the standard hierarchy. There is a standard hierarchy. Now, apart from this, there are multiple organizations where, like, trainee consultant, associate consultant, these things will not be there. Okay, if we talk about my previous organizations, there the designations were like alpha, beta, gamma, such kind of things was there. Now, how it is, like, it is very difficult to identify then that somebody is a SAP consultant or not, isn't it? Just give me one more second, guys. Okay, so now, okay, in certain organization, in my organization itself earlier, like, they were giving designations like engineer, process engineer, senior engineer, such kind of designations were there, right? Then it was like financial analyst, then business analyst, such kind of designations came. Then this consultant designations, in the sense, like, if you talk about designations name, guys, it is like you won't be finding a fixed name. A different name will be there, isn't it? So sometime by looking at the name, it's very difficult to identify whether this profile is like SAP profile or different profile, right? That is why I say, sometime what is happening, if somebody is planning to add the experience and all, right, I says, like, you can use the experience from the previous organizations. So people say, so my designation is so and so, right? I always say designation doesn't matter. With the help of, like, the name of this designations and all, it's impossible to identify whether it is a consulting profile or what profile it is. Everywhere such kind of designations will not be there, but this is the standard name which I have specified. So look at here, project manager. Project manager is the person who is going to handle this project, right? And then over and above, you'll be having, like, this delivery head or delivery manager. Look at here, delivery manager is like zone wise, it will be there if it is domestic project and all, right? So delivery manager, let's suppose somebody is from north zone, like, let's suppose one delivery manager is there. From east zone, one delivery manager is there, right? So here, if you talk about the delivery manager, guys, one delivery manager, right? Under one delivery manager, multiple project is there. Let's suppose there is a delivery manager from west zone, right? In west zone, what is happening? Maharashtra, Gujarat, these all things are coming. MP is also coming under west zone itself, say for example. Now what is happening? So multiple projects are running under one delivery manager, right? So first of all, what happened if the project is decided to go for Tata Motor, let's suppose this Wipro technology, then first of all, this delivery manager is going to visit the client locations along with center of excellence team. Center of excellence team means this team is the expert of SAP. Okay, when you are when delivery manager is going to visit the client location, what for? For this, like, legal agreements, right? Before starting the project, first of all, the agreement is going to happen with the client that we agreed on 12 crore rupees, right? How they are going to release the amount, what is the terms and conditions, everything are going to be discussed first, right? So who is going to do these discussions and all? A delivery manager is going to do all these discussions, right? Apart from this, what is happening, guys, when such kind of discussions are happening, client will be having multiple queries in their mind that if SAP is going to be implemented, then we are having some specific requirement. What about this requirement? Is it going to be met or not if SAP is going to be implemented? So who is going to answer those questions, guys? So those questions are going to be answered by experts only, right? So if you talk about center of excellence team, guys, this is the team of experts. Somebody is having, like, let's suppose 15 years of experience in finance. Somebody is having 12, 14, 15 years of experience in SD module. Somebody is having again 12, 15 years of experience in MM module. In the sense, some people will be there, a team of 5, 6 people, right? And they are having expertise in different module. So this team is also going to visit the client location, so that, and they will interact. They will interact because client is having sales and marketing team also is there, procurement team is there, HR team is there, finance team is there, right? So finance consultant is going to handle the finance team. If they're having any queries and all, they are going to resolve their, it means they will say that yes, it is possible, we are going to deliver, right? So they will note down the requirements from client there, if they are going to visit the client location. So finance consultant is going to note down the requirement which he or she has received from finance team. Likewise, SD consultants, sales and distribution module, right? So SD module consultant is going to note down the requirement which is given by SD, in the sense sales team. MM consultant is going to note down all the requirement which is given by procurement team of Tata Motor, right? So these people are going to note down the requirements. They will specify these requirements either in Excel sheet, or they will prepare a PPT, okay, or else they will prepare a Word document where they're going to specify all these requirements, and these requirements are going to be handed over to the delivery manager, because ultimately this Tata Motor project is coming under that particular, let's suppose the headquarter is there in Mumbai, so it gone to, it comes under West Zone, let's suppose. So West Zone delivery manager is there, right? The project is coming under him. But the thing is, under that delivery manager, let's suppose already 10 projects are running. So alone, a delivery manager is not going to handle all the projects, right? A prime minister is not going to handle all the estates, right? For that, we are having chief ministers for every states, right? Prime minister, you can say, like a supreme leader, isn't it? So now here, what is happening, guys? Here also, delivery manager, independently is not going to handle the project. So delivery manager is going to hire a project manager for every project, guys. For every project, what is happening? A project manager is going to be hired, isn't it? So whatever the requirement is noted down by Center of Excellence team, what is happening, guys? These requirements are going to be handed over to the delivery manager. And finally, what will happen? Since this project is already confirmed Tata Motor, right? So it comes under delivery manager, but delivery manager is going to hire a project manager, and this project is going to be handed over to this particular project manager. That now Tata Motor project you have to handle, and all the reports supposed to be provided. Project manager is going to, all the progress report is going to be given by project manager to this delivery manager. Okay, delivery manager, I mean to say, you can say journal head also, isn't it? So the project is finally, then it is going to be handed over to the project manager, right? So for every project, what is happening, guys? Delivery manager is like delivery manager. First of all, delivery manager has to hire a project manager, right? Once the project manager is hired, then the project is going to be handed over to the project manager. And then what will happen, guys? Once this project is handed over to the project manager, then now it's a project manager who is responsible to implement the SAP into Tata Motor, right? Project manager is responsible to implement this SAP into Tata Motor. So when the project manager is appointed, then what will happen? Then project manager is going to implement this SAP into Tata Motor, but project manager alone cannot implement this SAP to Tata Motor. Project manager need a team of consultant, right? A team of consultant who can do these implementations, isn't it? SAP is having different module. So those module consultants are required to complete the implementations. So now project manager is going to build the team, right? First of all, project manager is going to build that team, a team of 30 consultant, 40 consultant, 50 consultant, depends upon the size of the client. First of all, he has to build his own team, and that team is going to implement this SAP into Tata Motor, right? So when you talk about this implementation project, this entire implementation project is going to be segregated in 5 phases. Okay, so this entire implementations are going to be segregated in 5 phases. Here what is happening now? So 5 phases, and in every phase certain activities are going to happen. See what is the benefit, and for every phase certain deadline is going to be decided. See what is the benefit if it is going to be segregated in certain phases. I'll tell you guys, there is a benefit. Let's suppose if there is any activity, let's suppose one building construction is happening, right? So what is happening guys, before constructions they have made a plan. They have segregated entire construction in 5 or 6 phases. For every phase, they have kept a deadline that first phase must be completed in 2 months. Second phase must be completed in 3 months, right? And this is how they are going to make overall calculations, and then they promise to the investors, in the sense buyer, that if you are going to make payment now, after 2 years, we are going to give you the positions of the like your flat. In the sense, like let's suppose a building construction, a constructor is there, right? Construction company is there, right? So this is how that in first phase what is happening, the like whatever the foundation of the building is there must be completed, then pillars and walls are going to be constructed, right? Then doors and windows are going to be installed, then wirings are going to happen, then plaster paintings are going to happen. For every phase certain time they are going to decide, right? So here what happened guys, it is going to accelerate, increase the speed of the construction. That is the benefit, right? So that is why here what is happening guys, SAP implementation, this is also an activity, right? So this is also going to be segregated in 5 phases, right? These 5 phases are called ASAP methodology. I'm going to explain in details, right? So look at here. I started from where? I started like how a project is coming to the organizations. And from there, where we came to ASAP methodology. ASAP methodology means now implementation is going to happen in Tata Motor. In the sense the project is finalized. Project came to, let's suppose Wipro Technology or whatever the organization is there. It came to a particular organization. Now what is happening? It is handed over to a particular delivery manager. Delivery manager has appointed a project manager, and this project is handed over to a particular project manager. Now what is happening guys? Project manager has to build a team, and that team is going to implement this SAP into Tata Motor, right? So whatever this implementation activities are going to happen guys, these entire activities are going to be divided into 5 phases. Phase wise activities are going to happen. In first phase, certain activities supposed to be done. In second phase, certain activities supposed to be done. In third phase, certain activities are going to be done. Right? So what are those phases? In every phase, what activities are going to be done? That I have to explain why, because people are asking multiple questions from this project phases, right? And lots of people are having several confusion in that, and that is why even though the training is completed, still people are searching for project training. Daily basis multiple calls I receive where people say, so I've already taken training, now I'm planning to go for project training, right? So I say everybody, it means you couldn't get a proper training. There is no any such kind of a specific project training or this training or that training. There is a single training, in that itself everything's supposed to be completed, isn't it? So that's what I'm saying. It's very important things, and I'll tell you guys, everything's are quite easy, pretty simple. All depends upon the kind of explanations which is given by faculties, the kind of example which is going to be quoted by faculties. Okay. So what are these project phases and all that I'm going to explain in next session, because it has taken almost more than 1 hour. So I'll stop this session here itself. Okay. And in next session, what is happening, guys? From here onwards, in the sense SAP implementation is going to take place. So implementation is going to be segregated in certain phases. Phase-wise activities are going to happen. So what are the name of those phases and what activities are going to happen in those phases? That I'm going to explain in upcoming session.